All right. So let's take a look at the quiz. What I decided to do was to bring up the YouTube video that we did, 20 minutes. Okay, the other class was 15 minutes. This was 20 minutes. So you guys say it takes you half an hour to school. On the way to school, you could have had your phone out. You could have been watching this video and listening to it. At least it keeps it fresh in your mind when you come to school. I mean, everybody could have done that, all right? Unless you drive yourselves to school, and you guys are in 10th grade, and I don't think you're driving yourselves to school. Okay, even then, I drive, okay? I shouldn't tell you to do this, probably. But I have a little thing on my dash, you put your phone in. And like the other day, I shot pictures of wrestling at Smyrna. It was a long drive back and forth. I had to miss church because it was on a Sunday. And so I said, well, I'll watch my church online. So I put the church online, put it up there, and watched. And I was in church, okay, driving down to Smyrna. And actually, we've been going to actually 2 different churches, depending on our mood. And then on the way back, I watched the other church. So I watched 2 church services, one on the way there, one on the way back. And it was like a half-hour drive.
Now, say, how long did we get church services on video?
Well, the one church I go to is pretty short. The second church I go to, which is your church, he goes a little longer. So I didn't finish his sermon. But I did finish the first guy's sermon. All right, so let's do this video. Let's do this review. All right, so I'm going to go through here and show you how you can watch a review video. This is a review for the quiz, this video right here. All right, 5355, that's the one I just handed back to you. This is what I would do if I were you. You don't have to even sit there and watch it for all 20 minutes. Okay, this is what you could do. Just slide it, all right, until I'm ready. Okay, until we're ready to go. All right, so, and you could listen to it obviously, but I'm just going to fast forward it. So here's what they ask you to do. Look at number 1. Do you have your quiz in front of you? Should I just handed them back to you. What's it say? Right above number 1. Mario, you're always ready. What's it say above number 1? It says order the what? The angles. Order the angles. Okay, from what to what? Smallest to largest. So we're putting in order angles. So what kind of an answer should you have? You should have an angle for an answer. How do you show an angle? The angle symbol. It's not an L. It kind of looks like an L, but it's not an L. But you put the angle symbol, and then you got 2 ways to show an angle. You could just use one letter, right? In this situation, if I was going to talk about angle A, could I just say angle A? Yeah, because there's no other angles coming out of that. So I could just say angle A, couldn't I? And then angle B, then angle C, or whatever, from smallest to largest, okay? So first thing, you at least need to make your answer look like it's supposed to look. You know what I mean by that? I had people, I don't think it was in this class, but in the other class, I had somebody put a triangle. They put a triangle in front of it, and then they only put 2 letters. First of all, if you're going to label a triangle, how many letters do you need if you're going to label a triangle? You need 3, not 2, okay? If you had 2, that would be a line, segment, or a line, correct? Is it asking for a line, segment, or a line? No, it says order the what? The angles. You don't even write an angle with 2 letters. So if you had 2 letters, you're not even close. All right? You either use 3 letters or 1 letter. In this situation, when we did the review, right here in front of you, when we did this the other day, then we showed it. So what's it ask for? It says order the angles from smallest to largest. How do we do that? Well, we look. What do they give you? Did they give you angles? No, they gave you what? They give you sides. We can use the sides to figure out which one's the smallest angle. We can use the sides to figure out which one's the biggest angle. You watching? Okay, so what do we do? How do we do it? Well, we want to go from the smallest to the largest. So what's the smallest side? 8, right? AB, right? That's true. But 8 is the smallest side. Agreed? So how do I know the smallest angle? Where do I look? Okay, let's use a better word. No, it's not perpendicular. I mean, across is okay, but I don't say that, across. I say opposite. Opposite, okay? That's the word that we use in geometry, okay? I know what you mean. Across is fine. I get it. But we use the word opposite, okay? So what angle is opposite side 8 right there? Angle C, right? Right across from it. You see it? Yes? Right, whatever you want to write down. I mean, this is the review. It's already online, but if I were you, I would write it down. It helps keep you awake, right? The more things you do to occupy your mind, the better to stay awake. So, yeah, sure, obviously. So, this is the smallest side. That right there is the smallest angle. So, watch. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit, and what do I write? Boom, right there, angle C. We got it? Which one's the middle one? The one that's not the smallest, not the biggest one. How do I know it's A? Because look, I got 8, 14, and 20. Which one is my middle side? It's 14. 8's the smallest, 20's the biggest, right? So 14's in the middle. So what angle is in the middle? Angle A. Why angle A? It's opposite 14. So 14 is your middle side. So angle A, which is opposite 14, is your middle angle. So what's going to be next? Angle what? Whoops, angle A. Well, on this one, I hadn't written it down yet, right? So angle A. C is the smallest angle because it's opposite the smallest side. A is the middle angle because it's opposite the middle side. That means what? B is the what? Why is it the largest? Because it's opposite the biggest side, okay? It's that easy. It's super, super easy. I'm not just saying that because I'm a math teacher, am I? All right, we got another one to do. Just settle down. Control yourself. So look. So it's going to go angle C, angle A, and angle B. Again, why? Because C is opposite the smaller one, A is opposite the middle one, and B is opposite the bigger one. That's the order. And that's how you should write it. Put the angle symbol. Don't just write the letter CAB. It asks for an angle, so you write the angle symbol. You got it? And that's the way I wrote it on the review. And I think I circled it maybe. I don't know. No, I didn't. Okay? So that's how I wrote it on the review. That's how you should write the answer.
I messed up, but I was measuring by
Well, you got to use the lines, but you use the lines to find the angles. You use the lines, listen, you use the line segment to find the angle. Look at what the problem says. Order the what? No, read it. Order the angles. Order the angles. And a lot of you, when you got that wrong, if you put sides on there, what did I do? I circled the word angles. Anybody see that on there? Okay, I did that for a lot of people, right? Because it asks for angles. It does not ask for a side. Okay, read the problem. You got it? Okay, let's look at number 2. So I'm going to slide this across because it takes me a little while to write all that stuff out. And this is what they give you. Now, they didn't give you the triangle itself, did they? They just gave you the stuff in that box right there. Let's see. Let's write it before I drew the triangle first. I don't know why. Anyway, so they gave you the stuff inside that box. They didn't give you that triangle. So what if they don't give you the triangle? What should you do? Write the triangle. That's right. Does it matter what your triangle looks like? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your triangle looks like, okay? You just draw any triangle. It doesn't matter. But what are you going to label the triangle? This is what they give you right here. What are you going to label it? X, Y, and Z, right? It doesn't matter where you put the X, the Y, and the Z. It doesn't make any difference. Just put an X here, a Y here, Z here, or whatever, wherever you want. It doesn't matter. Don't put it inside the triangle. Somebody did that. Forget who did that. It was last class or this class. I don't know. But somebody put the angles inside the triangle, the letters. I've never done that. Not one time have I ever put one of these letters inside of the triangle, have I? No. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Now, this is the information they give you. So what am I going to do before I fast forward it? It says XY is 14. What am I going to do with this picture now? Put the 14 where? For the XY. Which one's the XY? The one on the left, the right, or the bottom? The left one. This one right here. That's XY right there. So what are we going to put? A 14. All right, so I think, boom, right there, 14. YZ is 21. So where's YZ? Right there. What am I going to put right there? 21. Right there. And then XZ is 30. Put a 30. Now, these numbers are different than your quiz. Agreed? All right, but that's the only thing different. Okay, the only thing different is just the numbers. I'm asking you the same exact thing for each of these problems. We got it? All right. So what do we got to do now? Let's look at I'm sorry, this is still number 2, isn't it? Yep, still number 2. It says Now, again, I use different letters, but what does the problem ask you? Order the what? The angles in order. So this is now exactly the same problem as what I just did, except just the numbers are different. Agreed? And the letters are different too. Now again, on the quiz I used RQP. On this one right here I used X, Y, and Z. But it's the same situation, all right? And the numbers are different as well. And I told you it would be, didn't I? I said on the quiz, it's going to look just like what I'm reviewing right here, except the numbers are going to be different. That's it. Would you agree that that's what happened? Yeah. So what do? Look for the smallest side. Which one's the smallest side? 14. And so the angle is the smallest angle. Which one's the middle one? 21. Which one's opposite 21? X. So it goes Z, then it goes X, then it goes what? Y, in this situation. On the quiz, it's the same kind of situation, all right, except you're using different letters, all right? So you just look opposite. Look opposite the smallest, that's the smallest angle. Look opposite the biggest side, that's the biggest angle. And then the other one's in the middle. Everybody should be able to get that on the test. Would you agree? And I'll tell you right now, the test, I'm not going to go question by question what's on the test because it's exactly, except for the numbers are different, the 2 quizzes that we took in chapter 5. And we only took 2 quizzes. It's a short chapter. We only had 4 lessons in this chapter, okay? So this is the second quiz. After we finish this, hopefully, we'll do the first quiz, all right? Let's do the next problem. Now this one, again, the letters are different, or the numbers are different, but it looks pretty much like the one on the quiz. Would you agree? I used A, B, and C. On the quiz, it uses W, Y, and X, or X, Y, and W, but it's the same kind of problem. Now look at the difference. Look at number 3. Look at what the problem says. Okay, Maddie, you getting all this? Are you looking at the quiz? Look at number 3. What does the question ask? Order the what? No? What's the next word? Sides. It's sides. Order the sides. So what's our answer going to look like? It's going to be 3 what? 3 sides. How do I show a side? It's a line segment. How many letters do I use? I use 2 letters for each side, don't I? Okay? So that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be 3 line segments is what it's going to be. So it's going to go from shortest to longest. So what do I do here? Now this time they gave you the angles. On the other one, they gave you the sides and they asked you to order the angles. This time they give you the angles and they ask you to order the sides. So it's the same kind of thing. So which one is the smallest angle here? Everybody play along, okay? Play the game. If I ask a question, answer it at least in your head, all right? If you don't want to answer out loud, it's fine, but at least in your head, answer it. Which one is the smallest angle? Okay, the 30 degrees, the angle C, all right, the 30 degrees. So that tells us the smallest side. Which one's the smallest side? AB, because it's opposite the smallest angle. All right? It's just like the other one, just reversed. Agreed? All right? So if that's the smallest angle, what's the smallest side? AB. Okay? Because look, 30 is smaller than 50 and 100, correct? Okay, so where do you look? You look across. Okay, like Mario said, or in geometry words, we say what? Opposite. What's opposite 30 degrees? That side right there, AB. So you write AB. What's the middle one? 50. What's opposite 50? BC, right there. All right, so that's, or CB, right. It doesn't matter if you call it BC or CB. I would not mark either one wrong. And now what's the biggest one then? Okay, CA or AC. Good, because it's opposite the 100. All right, AC. And it's the only one left, right? You already got 2 of them, so the only one left would be AC, and that's how you would write your answer, just like that. This right here is all the YouTube video. Understand that, right? I'm showing you everything that I did on Friday that I posted on YouTube, and watch, you can even hear it, me talking, I think. We still got 15 minutes. But yep, see, there's me talking. You can hear it and everything else, but I'm just fast forwarding it. Let's go to the next one. All right, so this is the next kind of problem, like 5 and 6. So what do we do with this? Well, what's the problem say? It says, state if the 3 numbers can be the measure of the sides of a triangle. I don't know if I did this on here. I might have. Let's go to right when I was, let's start here. So let me listen. Let's turn the volume up a tad. All right, let's listen, okay? Can you make a triangle? Ooh, problem says, state if the three numbers can be the measures of the sides of a triangle. Can you make a triangle with sides 4, 11, and 20? Why not? That's right. 4 plus 11, in order to make a triangle, has to be what? I don't think I said it on here, but what do I do, though? I show why, don't I? I show the reason, all right? Just putting a yes and a no is not going to work, all right? I think even somebody asked me during the quiz, right? And I said, yes, you need to show me why. You need to show why this is true. Don't just put a yes or a no, all right? I thought I said that on here. Maybe earlier I did. I don't know. Maybe throughout here I did. But what do? We take the two smaller ones, we add them up, and we compare them to the third one. So what's 4 and 11? 15. What is 15 compared to 20? 15 is smaller, less than 20, right? Does that make a triangle? No. What has to happen to the two smaller sides? When I add them up, it has to be what? It's got to be bigger than, greater than 20, okay? So is this a triangle or not? No. Look at the quiz. You had 5, 10, and 20. So 5 plus 10 is 15. Is 15 greater than 20? No, it's not. So you say, no, that cannot be a triangle. Everybody with me? Right there, just like that. All right, so you take the two smaller ones, you add them together. Okay, 4 plus 11 is 15. I didn't write down the 15. I probably should have. Okay, but 15 is not bigger than 20. It has to be bigger than 20 in order to make this a triangle. All right? So if it's not bigger than the third side, then it's not a triangle. So you cannot have a triangle with sides 4, 11, and 20. Think about it. You got 4, you got 11. What's going to happen if I put them like this? They'll never reach each other. You can never make a triangle. You can never get that third side to connect. Agreed? Yeah, we took a long time to talk about that when we taught the lesson. But to do the problem, it takes a matter of just seconds, right? 4 plus 11, 15. 15 is not bigger than 20? No, it's not a triangle. Look at number 6. I don't think I do another one on this review, but look at 6 on the quiz. You got 3, 4, and 5. So you add the two smaller ones, 3 and 4. What's that? 7. Is 7 bigger than the third side? Is 7 bigger than 5? Yeah. So can you make a triangle with that? Absolutely, you can. So you would say yes. But you would show 7 is greater than 5. You got to show it. All right, enough of that. Let's go on to the next one. All right, what about this? What do we do with this stuff? It says find the range of possible lengths for the third side. All right, I'm just going to show you how to do it. Just memorize how to do it. I hate for you just to memorize it, but that's okay. So what do we do to these? We do a couple things. That's right, we subtract. And don't go 5 minus 17 is negative 12. All right, some of you guys did that. Just take the bigger one minus the smaller one, okay? So what's 17 minus 5? Find the range. There it is, right? Boom. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. Okay, so you go 17 minus 5, and 17 minus 5 is 12. And then you go 17 plus 5. What's 17 plus 5? It's 22. Now, what do we do? And I think I say it on here. You can go back and listen. Time's running out, so I'm not going to try to find it. But I think I say on here, you must write the answer this way. Keep going forward. I must be doing a lot of talking here. I think I am. All that talking, I'm probably saying, you got to write it like this, and there's no other way to write it. Now, look at which direction that the inequalities are going. They're going less than. You must have it like this. That's your answer. It's your only acceptable answer for a problem like this. Now, number 7 on the quiz, I used different numbers. I didn't use 5 and 17. I used 5 and 12. Okay? So 12 minus 5 is 7, and 5 plus 12 is 17. So you would have a 7 and a 17 here. But everything else would look exactly the same. I think if you got it wrong, I wrote the correct answer there, didn't I? If you got it wrong, okay? So make sure you check that out. 8's pretty much the same kind of deal, all right? Right here is where I was doing the talking, and I was saying that if you write your answer like this, I'm going to mark it wrong. You must write your answer like this. I emphasized it so much on this video, all right? If you watched the video, you would have heard it. You would have listened to it. and you would have done what I asked you to do. All right, let's scooch this forward a little bit. All right, this one right here. And all right, let's stop it right. Well, let's do this. I think, yeah, I put the numbers in here. So let's do this. Let's stop it right there. Here's what they give you. Again, the numbers are a little different, but it's pretty close. It's really close to what I gave you on the quiz, the numbers, okay? Check this out. It's they gave you the picture, but you had to fill in the numbers. They told you AB was 4, so you stuck a 4 there. BC is 4, AD is 9, DC is 6. They told you that, so you stick the numbers in here. What they want you to do, they want you to compare angle CBD, this yellow one, to angle ABD, which is that blue one, all right? So is that yellow one? It says compare. What does it mean to compare something, to compare two numbers? Either one is greater than the other one, or one is smaller or less than the other one, or they're equal to each other. That's right, okay? So those are only possible answers. You got a 1 in 3 chance of getting this right just by guessing one of those 3 answers, okay? Hopefully you're not guessing. Hopefully you know how to do it. And it's super easy. Watch. I promise you, I'm not just saying that because I'm the teacher. It's super easy. I'm not going to go through all the stuff that when we first taught this, but watch. How do you know if the yellow one is bigger or smaller than the blue one? You look opposite. That's right. Look opposite. Opposite the yellow is a 6. Opposite the blue is a what? Is a 9. So the yellow one is opposite the smaller one. The blue one is opposite the bigger one. That means the yellow angle is going to be what? Less than the blue angle. Which one's the yellow angle? CBD. So CBD is what? Less than this angle, ABD. That's how you do it. You look opposite. That's a 6. That's a 9. 6 is smaller than 9. The yellow one's smaller than the blue one. Or CBD is smaller or less than ABD. That's all you had to do. And then the other one was kind of the same. I don't believe that I did this on the review. Did I or not? Nope, I didn't. All right. But what they do here on number 10 on the quiz, if you look at number 10, they tell you that this angle right here is 75 degrees, and they tell you this one is 72. So it's kind of just the opposite, right? This one is bigger than this one. So where do you look? You look opposite. That means AB is opposite the bigger one is what? To BC. If this was 75 and that was 72. Got to use your imagination. If that's 75 and that's 72, then AB is bigger than BC. And that's the answer on the quiz. That's why it's greater than on the quiz. Okay? All right. I only got like 5 more minutes, so we got to get out of that. Let's go back to this. Oh, I meant to have this up and ready, but I can get this pretty quick. Let's go to this. Let's go to, now you're seeing behind the scenes where I keep all my stuff. It's a lot of stuff, isn't it? CP quizzes, and then 5152. We reviewed this. We went over this after I gave it back to you, but we got 5 minutes, so let's go over it now. Let me just get it to fit here. Watch the review on this, okay? There's a video. There's always a video, all right? There's a video on this. So you can watch the original video that I used to review, or you could just watch this one. All right, let me find my pen here. And let me change this to red. All right. I told you when we first did chapter 5 at the very beginning that I was going to give you 4 things and you had to write down those 4 words. And I did it on the quiz, right? Here it is, right there on the quiz. I'm going to do the same thing on the test. So the first 4 questions on the test are these questions right here. Now, they're in a different order, okay? It's not the same order, so don't just memorize boom, 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 all right? Make sure you know what goes with what. So what word goes with perpendicular bisectors? Do you remember? Circumcenter. Good. Circumcenter. It's going to be on the test. I just said it. Yes. All right. It was on the quiz. It's going to be on the test. I told you day 1 when I first taught section 5.1 that was going to be true. All right. And I've said it several times since then. So let me get the door, please. All right. What about, so perpendicular bisectors goes with circumcenter. What do medians go with? centroid. So you just got to know which one goes with what. Which one goes with altitudes? Thank you. Orthocenter, correct. Orthocenter. Orthocenter. And then what goes with bisecting an angle? Which one goes with that? Center. I forgot the R. In center. Let me see it. You said incember. It's not. It's you got the in, and that's about as close as you got. And you got the er. Look, I'm not going to take off for spelling, but if it's not even close, and that really wasn't close. I mean, I remember seeing that and thinking about it, and like, oh. But you got to know the word. Know the word. Incember is not the same as in center. Would you agree? All right. So again, if you put an I-O here or something like that, if you made a simple spelling mistake, I'm not marking it wrong. But it's got to at least look like it. So make sure you know which ones go with what. That's going to be on the test. I'm going to put in different order. All right, so circumcenter is not necessarily going to be first. Centroid may not be second. All right, I'm going to switch them up. But you got to know that perpendicular bisector goes with circumcenter and so on. Let's keep going. I only got a couple minutes here. This one, super easy. Find BC. BC is this length right here. Well, if this is 5, what do you think this is right here? That's also 5. So BC is 5. Look at angle A. Angle A is this one. I'm not going through all the reasons why. All right, I'm just showing you what the answers are. So what's true about these two angles, do you think? They're going to be equal to each other because they're congruent triangles. We could go through all that, but if that's 70, what do you think that is? It's 70. It's not just 70, but 70 what? It's degrees because it's an angle. All right. Here's the hardest problem on this whole entire quiz. All right. It says D is the centroid. I don't know if you remember what the centroid is, but if you bisect the angles, that's the centroid. What's special about that centroid? It's not half of that. The short part is a third of the whole thing, right? This one is 2/3 of the whole thing. What do they give you? They give you the whole thing. Okay, they give you the whole thing, which is 24. Are we going to find BD right away, though? No, not really. What are we going to do first? We're going to take that 24 and we're going to find that DR. We want to find DR. And you do it very easily. One little math step. What is it? Divided by 3. So you go 24 divided by 3 because this is 1/3 of the whole thing. You got it? 1/3 means you divide by 3. What's 24 divided by 3? It's 8. So that's 8. Does that mean BD is also 8? No. What's the relationship between BD and DR? This is twice as big as this, right? So if this is 8, what's this one? It's 16. And they're not the same, all right? They're not the same. So that's 16. What do they ask for? BD. So BD is 16. We good? All right. Look, the rest are so easy. So easy. Look at this. And I promise, I'm not just saying that. This is the end center. The end center is equidistant from the sides of the triangles. Okay? So that means these dotted lines right here, they're all equal to each other. Everybody got that? So if PS is 3, what is RP? Right, that's a dotted line as well, isn't it? So that's 3. So it's equal to 3. Easy. Why are we packing up? I haven't heard the bell yet. P is the circumcenter. What's true about the circumcenter? Well, it's made by the perpendicular bisectors, but what's special about it? It's equidistant from the vertices. So all 3 of those dotted lines are equal to each other. That's what you have to know. All right, that's the geometry. Actually, solving for this is super easy. Watch. If PA is 12, let's write it in here. There's PA. If that's 12, what is PB? This one right here. That's also 12. Okay? Look at this one. It's a little different. It says AC is 18. So they're not telling you a dotted line, but they're telling you that whole thing. What do I know about point Y? If this is the circumcenter, that means that this is the perpendicular bisector, which means this little segment and this little segment are equal. It's half, exactly right. So how do I find AY, this part right here? Half of 18, which is 9. There you go. That's the test. All right, be ready for it, please. Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.